They were named as bums, not able to even fight. Potential man. However, in Pokemon Legends ZA, they have obtained their curse techniques using their curse tool objects. Meganium Knight, Emboar Right, and Feraligatr respectively. They are now no longer potential men, but real men. Pokemon Champions is coming out on April 8th, and to celebrate this, Pokemon has revealed the abilities for Mega Meganium, Mega Emboar, Mega Feraligatr, in addition to Mega Dragonite and Frostlass. So you know what that means. I'm about to theorize. In today's video, we're going to be talking about our predictions for how good Mega Meganium, Mega Emboar, and Mega Feraligatr are going to be. Yes, I'll be doing Mega Dragonite, Mega Frostlass in a separate video. So like and subscribe, and if I hit 1K, I'll be ranking every single Pokemon in the Pokedex with a maid outfit. Okay, maybe not the maid outfit, but like none of these Pokemon are actually like good base-wise. So them having a Mega is kind of good, you know? it's pretty fucking good. So let's begin with Mega Meganium. Alright, let's cut to the chase. Meganium sucks. It is not a good Pokemon. Look at its stats. Look at its stats. 100. Oh, look at that. We got two 100 stats. We're defensive. Defensive with pure grass? Sure. Okay, whatever. Fine. But you can't even hit for shit. You don't have any real, like, good qualities. A mid-ass ability. This Pokemon fucking sucks. Luckily, its Mega fixes everything about this Pokemon, plus an amazing ability. Mega Meganium gets access to the Fairy typing, which means, yes, it's immune to Dragon now. Pretty fucking sick. However, this additional typing is kind of like a double-edged sword, where, yes, I'm now immune to Dragon, and I could actually use Stab, Dazzling Gleam, but it is now quad weak to Poison, a typing that is not really uncommon. You know, Amoonguss is around. There's Pokemon that have access to Sludge Bomb, and there's other Megas like Mega Gengar that exist. And there's Sneasler, so like, you know, there's a lot to look at here, you know. But sure, it could probably live like maybe a hit or two because of its stats. It has on both defense and special defense 115, so it could somewhat live a few more hits, but I think the most impressive part is its special attack being now up to 143 special attack. Way fucking better than that 83, huh? So this Pokemon's gonna be hitting harder and is now a lot more tankier. Although it keeps its pretty mid speed, it's still a pretty solid Pokemon, all things considered, but it's not a true Pokemon without its ability, and this Pokemon got the special treatment. It got a custom ability, Mega Soul. Yes, Game Freak, I've actually named Mega Meganium's ability Mega Soul. Very creative. Mega Soul allows Mega Meganium to have permanent Sun on its moves, and only its moves, forever. This means that any move with sun effects on it are now busted. Solar Beam doesn't need that little charge period before shooting it on the second turn. Nah, bro. Instant Solar Beams, 120 stab with a 143 fucking base power goddamn Mega Meganium. This makes this Pokemon a fucking nuke. It also makes it a strong tank because moves like Morning Sun and Synthesis that get a boost in the sun, so now it gets more healing off of it. So not only are you going to be able to take some hits, but you can recover a lot of those hits, in addition to hit them back harder with its fucking strong stab. And if it does keep Dazzling Gleam, you're hitting for super effective stab on Dragon types and Fighting types. That's crazy. Its typing is fucking alright, I guess. Like, defensively, it's fine. It's like fine, I guess. But offensively, this gives this Pokemon so much more opportunities. And the fact that this Pokemon could live for long periods of time makes me think that this Pokemon might be popular in lower power formats and sub-high tier formats when we see like Pokemon like Urshifu, Rapid Strike, and Single Strike, and Pokemon like Regidrago, making this Pokemon an easy counter to all of them. I think it's still going to be a very common Pokemon that we're going to be seeing in early Pokemon Champions and maybe later down the line. But only time will tell. So let's just dive right into our next Pokemon. Regular Feraligatr. This is another Meganium situation. It sucks, but it doesn't suck as much because it actually has a pretty decent ability being Sheer Force and pretty decent stats, all things considered. And it has access to Dragon Dance to boost its already good 105 attack stats, so like this is pretty fine, I guess. It's its speed that sucks a little bit, but it's an okay Pokemon. Mega Feraligatr gets a whopping 160 attack stat, a defense of 125, and a special defense of 9-3. This Pokemon is now strong, chat. It is strong and bulky, although its speed still remains at 78. Ain't that bad, actually. Could function pretty decently in Trick Room or soft Trick Room teams. Sort of similar to how Meganium could function in a way. But I feel like 78 is a little more, Trick Room friendly-ish than 80. In addition to having its stats being boosted up to the wazoo, it now has the Dragon typing, which means its dragon moves like Breaking Swipes and Scale Shot will now be Stab. But we're not done yet about Stab on this Pokemon, because its ability, similar to abilities like Aerialate, it's an ability that changes all normal type moves into Dragon type moves. Well, in actuality, this means that this Pokemon has now Stab Double Edge. That's crazy. And its typing is very good defensively as well. Might I ask, why give it this overpowered ability? Well, to simply put, I don't think Mega Feraligatr is going to be hyper insane, but it does have a lot of advantages, especially with that secondary typing of Dragon and its ability allowing normal type moves like Double Edge to become Dragon type. It's gonna be able to KO things. It would be probably a more of a niche pick in like restricted formats, but with non-restricted formats, this is a fucking beast of a Pokemon. Don't forget, Water and Dragon is amazing. It is fantastic, especially having really good stab water moves in general, like Liquidation and Aqua Jet for priority is very, very strong. I think overall this is going to be a Pokemon that with these changes I think will just be a monster. I mean, hey, if you're able to set up a Dragon Dance beforehand, I think you'll be KOing a lot of Pokemon pretty damn quickly. I think its only weakness, though, is, well, its own typing, Dragon. I mean, there's faster Dragon types in the format. You have to make sure to protect this Pokemon at all costs. And if you can't set up Trick Room, I don't think Mega Feraligatr might stay alive for very long. On the other hand, if it does stay alive for long enough for you to activate that speed control that you need, you're gonna be giving your opponent the middle fingers and just KOing everything in sight. I have a lot of high hopes for this Pokemon. What can I say? I have a lot of high hopes. And finally, we're gonna be talking about Mega Emboar. Now, base Emboar is not that bad. It has a decent ability, and it has access to a pretty strong variety of moves, and like, I do mean like good variety. Like, it has Wild Charge to counter water types. That's pretty fucking good if you ask me. Its stats are pretty okay, to be honest. I think the only thing that this Pokemon really is lacking is defense-wise, because 65 defense on both stats? That's horrendous. It's not even close to being good. Anyways, Mega Emboar is obviously a superior version of Emboar. It has kept its typing of Fire and Fighting. However, its attack stat is now 148. Very powerful, very good. And now its speed has boosted up by 10. Same goes to its defense. But its special defense is now 110, and special attack is also 110. Why is its special attack 110? I have no idea, but it's 110. Even though you barely use this thing's special attack in general, why the fuck? But it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You know what? It's still pretty strong in general stat-wise, and typing, Fire and Fighting is strong offensively, and defensively, it's a little lacking, but it's not too bad. What's its ability, then? He gets a really cool custom ability called Mole Breaker. Wait. Wait, hold on. I'm getting a call here. Uh-huh. I'm recording a video right now. What's up? Oh, you're telling me that Moldbreaker's not a custom ability? How do you know I was talking about Mega Emboar? Are you in my house? Professor Maple, are you in my house? Is my editor stalking me right now? But yes, Mega Emboar got the short end of the fucking stick and didn't even get a custom ability. But Moldbreaker isn't bad. But is it better than Reckless? Let's first talk about both abilities. So its original ability, Reckless, allowed it to power up moves that do recoil damage. So moves like Flare Blitz, Wild Charge get a massive boost. However, Moldbreaker allows Mega Emboar to essentially say fuck you abilities. Moldbreaker allows a move to hit the target regardless of what its ability says. So for instance, you can Will-O-Wisp a Goldango, no problem. You can also actually help your own Goldango by giving it Helping Hand and just boosting Goldango up if needed to. Heatran Flash Fire doesn't exist anymore. We have now Flare Blitz that can actually hit Heatran. That's crazy. Or any Pokemon with Flash Fire to begin with. Abilities like Levitate won't work anymore if it has access to Earthquake, for example. This is pretty fucking good. Like, it's not, like, horrendous, but it's not bad. But I don't think it's as bad as people end up saying it is. It actually is very useful in very specific scenarios. Again, facing up against Heatrans and up against, you know, opponents like Goldango that, you know, you need to fucking KO on sight somehow. But these are just very specific scenarios. Like, it's good and it hits hard and it's pretty defensive, but overall, is it strong? I'm not quite sure. I don't think we're going to see it as often as maybe Mega Meganium or Mega Feraligatr. Simply also because there's better fire megas and fighting megas. And firefighting megas. I'm looking at you, Mega Blaziken with Speed Boost. I will say, out of the three, I think Mega Emboar is the least impressive one. So if I were to make a proper list, I would say the best one out of the three is probably Mega Meganium, then Mega Feraligatr, and Mega Emboar as the last one. But stick around because I'll be talking about Mega Dragonite and Mega Frostlass in the next video. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm wrong with some of these megas? Do you think another mega is a lot more powerful than the other? Let me know in the comment section down below. And with that being said, don't forget, drugs are bad if you get one. Pray to make sure they're hot. Little smooch. Mwah. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.